So this is my good old friend, Leaf Friend. It is one of my first Pokemon that I've ever had. And if you look at the time and date, you see that it was caught in the Hoenn region in 2015. So that was when I first played Omega Ruby, which was my first real Pokemon game that I ever had. Back then, my trainer name was Snurkledoop, obviously. That is such a reasonable name to have. And I would love to take this absolutely nostalgic Pokemon over. Unfortunately, it is in a battle team right now, so I can't transfer it. Like some of these pretty good Pokemon are. But we will look through this weird, cool bunch of Pokemon that we have lying around here. Yeah, you come over here as well. Then we've got the ninja. No, you come with me. You come with me. Yes. We have Pain and Big Girl. Big Girl is also very old. Hold on. You have Illuminate. You are not interesting. I'm sorry. But there is an Aggron right here. And that does have a Mega Form. So you three come over here as well. We will soon be switching to Pokopia because that's probably the game that we're gonna play the most today. But first I was just busy doing this. We take this one as well. You are the first Kyogre that I ever had. Yes, I got this one from the GTS back in the day. This one is Beetle. We love Beetle. This one is Gnadrevois. Speeder Parker. Speeder Parker is legendary as well. Leafeon comes with me. Then we got a Salamence here. You do have a Mega Form, so you are interesting as well. Oh, Beauty was my starter Pokemon. So this is actually the first Pokemon that I ever had. Let's look at the summary here. This is also from Omega Ruby back in the day from 2015. So here you go. That's the first Pokemon that I ever had. And it's obviously maxed out at level 100. I don't think we can see its badges or anything. By the way, also hi, thank you for coming. We're just looking through Pokemon Home right now in preparations for the new Pokemon battling game. But yeah, this guy here, this is a nostalgic guy. The first Pokemon that I ever had, yeah. And Sceptile is just a really cool Pokemon design, let's be honest, it's just so cool. And I love that it gets Dragon as a Mega Evolution extra type in addition to Grass. That's really cool. Cause Dragon is powerful as a typing, to be honest. Yeah. I will say that I didn't really make this moveset and its training EV/IV thing very intentionally good or anything. I was just playing the game for the first time, and this just happens to be, you know, where I played just to have fun and not to train it to be optimal and stuff. But this is the first Pokemon I ever had, and I'm glad that it's still here. We will also take this Blaziken. This is Boris. We do have other Skarmories, so you're not that interesting. We do take the Banette. I guess Garchomp is one of those Pokemon that are just universally beloved, so we're gonna take it with us as well. There's this Flygon here, that's always interesting. What else do we have here? There's a Rotom right here that I got from Pokemon Go. Oh, that is one of my most beloved Hariyamas. Then we have Smartphone. Has Super Fang and Safeguard. I mean, that's Super Fang is honestly interesting as a move. You have to forgive me that my joystick is a little bit misbehaving today. Oh, that's Spider-Gwen. We love Spider-Gwen. Stop it! You go to the top row. Right, what else? We have a Gloomander, a German Charmander. What else? What else do we have? Otherwise, this game is empty and devoid of Pokemon. Let's see. Yep, there's nothing else in here. Alright, let's check out the other... Yeah, it is being rude. It is going up and down without my permission. I mean, it goes without saying, because this is the Nintendo Switch, obviously, but I am playing with a controller. So that does make things, I guess, a little bit spicy. Let's check out what we have in Violet. That's the Century Club. That's where usually only the really well-trained Pokemon that I have go. So these are kind of my top tier Pokemon in this game, except for this Milcery, I think. I love that I just called this one Lactose Girl, because that's funny. Donkey for a Incineroar is a very funny name. Okay, well let's go ahead and see what we can do. Gameodude, Apollo. Okay, Saucebuck is not interesting. Let's get you out of the way. Terrapagos is interesting, yes. I do hope that Stellar types and Terra Crystal types are a thing in the new Pokemon game. We will have to find out. Good Sir is interesting, yes. It's an Alolan Graveler. You got Koraidon. Donkey, Lactose Girl. I mean, Lactose Girl comes over just because of the funny name. That's Maya Fey. Zombie. Clayton's Archaludon. Then that's Sebastian. To be fair, Sebastian isn't all that interesting, is it? I think we leave Sebastian here as well. We do already have a normal Rotom. This is also not that interesting. Then we have Quietude, the Stellar type, what's it called? Tinkaton or Tinkertuff, whatever, whichever it is. Which has the Stellar type. Then we have here a Hisuian Arcanine, the Petarant, Miami, the Ogre Pokemon, what's it called? Ogerpon, yes. Then we have King, the Ursaluna evolution thing. Hitmontop stays out of here, Milcery stays out of here. Karen stays out of here, but Bungalow comes with me. You come up here. And Transcendence comes with me. Alright. All of you move over. Right. Then this is my team for double battles, I suppose. But I don't know what I was thinking here, really. Colossal, I guess, is a cool Pokemon with Steam Engine. Steam Engine is a very nice ability. But level 37 is kind of underpowered. But we'll take you anyway. I would love to take this one with me, but it is in a battle team right now and can therefore not move. Staraptor, I don't care. Oricorio can do some cool stuff, let's be honest. We got a natural cure Trevenant. That's interesting. We got Sleeping Bell. Regenerator. Right, let's see what else we have. Fight ready. Strong with Intimidate, but we do already have a better Luxray. This is my Electros. This comes over here. Ooh, I would love to take 2-slash with me, but again, same problem. Same also with the Lucario, to be honest. We take this one. We take these two. Oops, these two. Then we take this one. There's a Porygon Z in here. We take this as well. Alright. I don't know why I called you Iron Bonsley. Hydrapple comes in here. Who else? Okay, then there's a bunch of fledglings. There's a bunch of tiny baby Pokemon in general. I suppose that there was some breeding involved in here. Then we got a Mudstale. Not all that interesting. A bunch of Pokemon named after Ace Attorney characters. Very funny. What else do we do? Bellybolt is kind of an interesting Pokemon. And Shedskin is also quite interesting. Then we take the next Oricorio. What else? What else? What else? Wait. What is this? Oh, that's the thing that turns into Kilowatt-Drill. Right. I suppose I never bothered evolving that one. What else? I suppose Earthworm is kind of interesting, but not really. Oh yeah, this one comes here. Poltergeist, I don't know, not that interesting. This one must be from Sword and Shield, huh? Oh, and it's got an interesting type combination with the Ghost Terror type. A dark type that can turn into a ghost, I suppose. I guess one can do interesting things with that. Hello! You didn't miss much yet. We are still just spending some time organizing stuff in Pokemon Home here. Pokopia will come in a few seconds. I'm just preparing something. There's a Kilowatt-Drill over here. Interesting. Yeah, so there is this new Pokemon fighting game called Pokémon Champions. And I don't know if it has Pokemon Home access yet, but it will eventually have. And then it pays off to have a Pokemon Home full of interesting Pokemon, which is kind of the point here. So that's what I'm doing here. just collecting a bunch of Pokemon from all the different games, and then we'll have a quick look through them all. Froslas cannot Mega Evolve, right? I think so. I think she can't. We have a bunch of Leafeons already. Zoroark is always interesting. I guess the illusion ability thing can be quite interesting. Smack Tree, Spiritomb. Who else is interesting? Oh, there we go. That's something interesting. RGB lighting, the gamer Pokemon. Then we have 5 people. We have Ghostbuster, but we do already have some Tinkaton, right? There's already some kind of Tinkaton in here somewhere. Yes, there it is. And it was Quietude, which is level 100. Has the Stellar type. This one is level 65 and does not have any interesting typings or moves. Ooh, that one is interesting though. Hold on. Sandy Shocks. No. God damn it. Joystick, behave. Will you? Don't do this to me. Parasand has water compaction. That's an interesting ability. And then these guys with their different abilities. What does Punk Rock do? I completely forgot what the ability Punk Rock does. So let's Google that real quick. Ability Punk Rock. Does increase sound type moves power. And then it does not have any sound type moves in its moveset right now here. So this one in particular is not that interesting, I suppose. I mean, it's an interesting ability, but it makes sense to choose a different moveset for it. Oh, there is another legendary here, or is that a mythical? I always get those two confused. We have the tiny Gimmighoul. Then we have Hariyama. Not Hariyama, Holucha, sorry. There's a what's it called? You know, the grass kitten, you know what it is. There's Punk here. We take Punk. This one has Levitate, Ice Beam, Acid Armor, Solar Beam, Recover. Not that interesting. Unnerve. I don't really care about Unnerve as an ability. We don't yet have an Espeon in here. So you come over. There's another legend. This guy. This guy. Right, who else? Palafin could be interesting, but I don't care that much. Oh, there's Quaquaval, which I named Colgate. I caught this one in Pokemon Go. There's a Mienfoo, that's kind of cool. Oh, there's Morpeko. Morpeko is interesting. Soup, yes, well, we have a bunch of bowls, I suppose. Here is a soup, yes. Probably I named it because it is named... probably I named it that because of the fact that it has a soup bowl on its head. Hold on, we can take a look at its summary real quick. Zoop I caught in 2022 in the Paldea region. Oh dear, this game is already 3 years old, huh? 4 years old, yeah, I can count. 4 years old, huh? It is one of the Vessel of Ruin Pokemon, one of the ruin Pokemon things. And it has I mean, I guess you have to be somewhat vain to be wearing a soup bowl as a fashion accessory, to be fair. Stomping Tantrum, Ruination, Throat Chop, Rock Slide. All of these Pokemon have Ruination. Well, welcome to the team, Zoop. Oh, there's another Zoroark, a Hisuian one. Don't mind if I do. There is a King Gambit, which I called Sicilianisch. This ability is also a very nice one. I wonder if it will end up being used in the meta. Cause it can be quite powerful, the Supreme Overlord ability. Would be interesting to see. Oh, there's just straight up a Mew hiding here. Somehow you. That was my. What? Where was somehow you from? Oh, that was also Scarlet Violet, huh? When did we get to catch a Mew in Scarlet Violet? Was this a Terror Raid thing or something? I guess. Then we get this guy, Hisuian owl thing that I forgot the name of. Then we have Rototo. Oh, this one has Drizzle as well. Guts. There's straight up another Fion right here. Who else is interesting? Primarina is a starter and therefore per definition interesting. Well, Lotad I guess can be useful. I guess it's just probably underpowered because it's a baby Pokemon with baby stats. But Rain Dish as an ability is very useful, especially in combination with Drizzle. So that's something to look out for, I suppose. What else do we have here? Oh, we have so many Pokemon, huh? Oh yeah, that's the Alolan Dodrio. I think that's Alolan, right? There's another Primarina. This one has Torrent, and this one has Torrent, and this one has Special Attack 133, and this one has Special Attack 175. This one is better. Goodbye. Then we have another Charmander. Dear God, they just overuse Charmander and Charizard so often in these games, huh? Kinda wish there was less Charizard in Pokemon. There's another Porygon. There's a Whimsicott. Doesn't really have anything interesting going for it though. Yeah, that one is nice. We have one of my finest nicknaming choices. Who else? Oh, we do have Empoleon. And there is Chmand. Let's take Chmand as well. A Rillaboom. Another Skarmory. Skarmory is one of my favorite Pokemon, by the way, so please say nice things about him. We do already have Skarmory here though, don't we? Let's see. Surely I have a Skarmory in here. Skarmory, 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 Skarmory. Huh, doesn't really seem to have any Skarmories, huh? So what you're telling me is that we could use a Skarmory in here. Oh, and we can probably also take good... Thank you for saying nice things. We can take Penny, cause this is also one of the more beloved Pokemon by the fans, I suppose. They really like dragon types, what can I say? Oh, and it's also a stellar type dragon. Interesting. Surely we must be running out of interesting Pokemon now. Well, there's a Salazzle. There's an Oranguru here. Take that one. There's Steven Universe. I hate this guy so much. Sunflora is so... Like, good on him that he's smiling. Or that she's smiling, sorry. So I'm happy that you are happy. And this one is a shiny. Wait, that is a hacked Pokemon. That is Pokevent.com. Probably a hacked Pokemon. Solgaleo. Don't mind if I do. Wait, hold on. That can't be. Why would I have caught Solgaleo? Oh, because I... No, wait, this doesn't make sense to me. Summary, please. Summary, please. Where are you from? There's no way that Solgaleo spawned in Paldea, is there? Oh well, if it says so. Hear that, boy! Hear that, boy! This one has Overgrow. Hold on, let me look at the other Sceptile right here. This one has also Overgrow. That one is level 100, that was level 63. I guess we'll leave you be. Oh, but I do see another interesting Pokemon right here. Hear that, boy! Oh, there's another. This one also has a Mega Evolution now, where he just rides on the scepter. Very cool. Then we got Laplace. Totai and Cinder. You both come with me. Alright. We already have one of those. I guess this one has Toxic Debris that makes it automatically kind of interesting. Then we got these four here. These are kind of interesting. Hold on, sorry. I almost forgot that Fluttermane also is a Paradox Pokemon and therefore interesting. And this one is also Paradox. And this one is Paradox. Then we have an Emboar. Then we have a bunch of legendary Pokemon here. This one... No, not you. This one. And this one. Then there's another Skarmory. William. Has Terra Flying type. This one has Terra Flying type. This one is level 60. This one is level 62. X-Scissor, Iron Defense, Iron Head. Sturdy. Also sturdy. Yeah, can't really make out any particular difference, to be honest. Speed 103, speed 105. So technically this one is strictly better because it has better speed. Even though it has a lower level. Okay, good to know. What else? Another Smeargle. with quick attack. That's the most underwhelming thing I've seen all day. Oh, there's another Paradox Pokemon right here. This one is just a normal Greninja, but we do have the Ash Greninja in here as well. Let me just find it real quick. Where are you, Ash Greninja? It's in here. It's there. It is. There we go. That's Ash Greninja with Battle Bond. So that one is also very old. Hold on, let me quickly show you. This one is from the special event. No, that is, you got that one for playing the demo of Pokemon Sun and Moon. So this is from 2016. And you got this version of Greninja that could unlock an alternate form, which it doesn't do anymore. Battle Bond has since been switched to a different thing. But yeah, it is still pretty good, I say. And it has Water Shuriken by default, which is a very nice move. So that's something interesting. Right, I will try to hurry up because I do want to get to playing Pokopia soon. We take this one. We do have a plus Pokemon in there already, I think. So having a minus Pokemon in there also makes sense. Oh, there's another plus Pokemon, I suppose. What else? There are two more Smeargles. This one just has Sketch, and this one has a full moveset with Soft Void, Bounce, Lunge, and Hyper Voice. That's actually not bad. Not an uninteresting moveset at all. Ditto always makes sense. This one is faster, I guess. And I guess Ditto also copies the stats of the other Pokemon. So it doesn't really make sense to look out for any other stats than that. Then we got a Ninetales here with Snowcloak, another Porygon, another Bulbasaur, and I think that's it. That's all the Pokemon from Pokemon Violet. Let's quit, let's save changes and exit. And I guess we do have one more Pokemon game to go through. No, actually two. But we will do those later. I do want to get to Pokopia now. And just kind of pick it off where we last left off. But we will definitely check back in here. So we're gonna do that. Meanwhile, Champions is still downloading. And I'm gonna do one thing before launching Pokopia. That is, we're gonna also download the newest version of Pokemon Legends ZA. Cause I do have some Pokemon in there that I still also need to transfer over. So this will also run in the background. But that's fine for now. Now we go to Pokopia. This can all happen in the background, the downloading. We don't really care about that. So over to Pokopia. Let me also quickly... Yeah, Persona 3. That is for your birthday. For your birthday stream. I promised you, and I will do it. It is sitting there and waiting for that. Okay, let me quickly edit the stream category. If it lets me. Okay. Edit stream info. It does not let me edit my stream info here. That is so rude. So yeah, Pokopia. Let's let it load until while I do things on my phone real quick. Right, I can do it from here. Pokopia. Pokemon Pokopia. Save. There we go. That's it. That has changed my streaming category. Alright, so we kind of start off here in this empty wasteland thing. Where not much is yet going on. This is basically my more creative project that I still haven't done very much work on. So let's instead go real quick, just that I can show you the game more. Let's quickly move back to the main island. Yes, please. So the area that we are loading right now, that is the area that you are actually starting the game in. And just to explain this game in a very basic fashion to you is you make living spaces for Pokemon, which then come to your island and then the place gets more lively over time. And it starts out completely empty, dry, completely ruined wasteland, and you kind of make it more habitable over time. Let me quickly just take this small lost relic there. Then we have some beach sand. Alright. So you start off coming from all the way over here. This is your starting area basically, and right now it looks rather lively and has a lot of Pokemon living in it already. When you start out the game, it is completely empty, except for the Pokemon Professor Tangrowth, who kind of helps you out. But other than that, you don't have anything at the get-go, and you're kind of just building houses or something like these patches of grass or tiny ponds or something that Pokemon can live in, and when you satisfy these criteria, they will move in. That's essentially the thing. So for example, in this group of tall grass here, there's an Oddish living, and it has some decorations around it because it has this cast form doll hanging on the wall and a bunch of pinwheels. And these Pokemon then go all around and interact with each other, and some will do things for you, like for example I do have a Combi living here, which does occasionally drop honey on the floor that I can pick up. Or earlier you saw that there was a bunch of string lying around here. That was because Ariados, who lives here, drops string regularly for me to pick up. And then you can use these materials, like this twine here, to make blocks and other things. Just a bunch of stuff that you can use to make life better for these Pokemon. And then one of the big goals is to restore the Pokemon Center, which I already did. So initially when you find this place, it is all in shambles and everything is broken down because apocalypse happened and humans have left the planet. So you kind of just gotta rebuild society in a kind of way. And occasionally some Pokemon want to talk to you. For example, this one right now wants to play a quiz game with me. Who would you guess is heavier, me or Marowak? Probably Marowak. Nice. And I have a prize. I got a carrot for that. Nice. So, there is a statistic for each of the big areas, which is called not the economy level, but like the what, comfort level or something. Hold on. Let's stamp here real quick. Ah yes, environment level. So you kind of just wanna give all of these Pokemon a house to live in a way. So you see that these 3 Pokemon are technically very unhappy, but I got a lot of very happy Pokemon, so it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things, because all of these people have nice, great, or awesome homes, and just a bunch of them have average, iffy, or no home. So depending on how satisfied your Pokemon are, the higher your environment level. And that will unlock more challenges and more items in the shop to buy. So you can buy all kinds of furniture in here. You have sofas, for example, and magazine racks and campfires and whatnot. And there are some fun concepts here as well. So there is, for example, the concept of electricity. So we're gonna have a look around and look at some electricity stuff in a second. But first let me get this bunch of recipes. Ah, yes, yes, yes. So... Dang, this place rules. Dang, that's one nice looking house. Heck yeah, I wanna live here. For real, that would be awesome, Ditto. You mean this house? I thought it was full. Yeah, it is full. Oh, that one. You want to live in that tiny house there. Sure, so... for example, hold on, let's look at something really quick. So, in addition to building these kind of biotope areas with the tall grass and stuff, you can also build houses for real. So, for example, there are these 2 houses right here that I kind of also furnished a little bit, so we can enter those, and Pokemon can live in there as well. So you can do some interior decorating here. For example, I tried to make a nice dinner table set thing and a desk situation here, but it doesn't really look all that impressive yet. There is technically still a lot of work to do, I suppose. It's just that I didn't really focus much on these story areas and kind of just rushed through them to unlock everything, because my real building project will be over in Pallet Town where we started off. So there's just a lot of work to do there. So if you look up here, I've placed a bunch of windmills. This will generate electricity for us, and then we have these electricity conducting poles right here, which brings the electricity over and causes, for example, the nearby lamp posts to illuminate. So technically, if you go through this gate over there that you see in the distance, that's a whole different region where the whole point of the game is to figure out how electricity works and stuff. Then I brought some electricity over here, just, you know, to get some basic electric stuff done. And if we go, hold on, I did dig a little bit of a tunnel back here, and then I flooded it. But behind here you find a bunch of water wheels that also generate electricity. And once you generate electricity, you can do some special things, I suppose. For example, there are these vending machines over here, which will drop items occasionally. Alright, that's ordinary soil that goes in here. What is that? That is a wall switch. Interesting. Okay, while vending machines. Once per day you kind of get to press a button here and it drops a random drink or a multiple if you're lucky. So yeah. Then there's also a windmill here and just an abandoned house over there. And I think the gate up there leads... where does that lead? Oh yeah, to the floating island place. There's also a place full of floating islands, which was also fun. And I guess we haven't finished the story there yet, so maybe that's what we continue now. Maybe that's exactly what we will do. So... Alright, let's do this real quick. And then we go to the floating island place. Bean pods, interesting. And yeah, the night sky thing is well, that is based on real-time daytime. So because it is quite late already, it is quite dark right now. If you play during the day, it will be lighter. How many Pokemon can I change into? Well, there is for swimming in water you can have a Lapras form, and for flying in the air you have the Dragonite form. And then you have all of these abilities, and I think there's probably more. So this is kind of a Squirtle transformation, this one is a Bulbasaur transformation, this one is a Scyther transformation. This one is, I think, Hitmonchan. This one is Drillbur. And this one is... you learn this one from Zorua, but I guess that's just basic Ditto abilities. Where you can just turn into other things, I suppose. So like, if I go here and do this, I become a table now, a counter. Or I can become a pile of wood. There is no real advantage to becoming a pile of wood or anything. So like the camouflage ability is kind of pointless, but still fun. Oh yeah, no, Gary's mod definitely makes sense with prop hunt, for example. Yeah, there is also a mini game in this game that is basically prop hunt, but I never played it yet. Anyway, let's go over to the Skylands. Yeah, there's a bunch of mini games in here. So there's, for example, a jump rope mini game. There's... what else is there? Well, there is the prop hunting game for sure. And a bunch of other stuff. Okay, so... this is a weird area. Because everything is just mixed up, jumbled up, weird. Somewhere around here there's supposedly a Gardevoir roaming around freely. Oh, I think there it is. No, that is a Snivy. Hello, Snivy. I just had a super good idea. You know how there's always a bunch of waste paper lying on the ground around here? We could pick it all up to clean up the town and also make mini bookcases. What? So if you take crumpled up waste paper to Metang and ask nicely, they'll turn it into clean paper. And then I bet you could make a mini bookcase. And this is where Metang will live. So we need a whiteboard, jumbled cords, a table and a laptop. Sure. Well, luckily there's all of this stuff just lying around, which is good. Okay. So these Pokemon can also give you little requests like that. Alright, there is Gardevoir. Lately I find myself particularly at ease when we spend time together, Ditto. I want you to have this as a token of our friendship. Wheat seeds. Thank you, Gardevoir. And this is, by the way, what happens when vending machine does not have power. It just doesn't do anything. Alright, so we need a laptop, a bunch of weird cords. Hold on, that's something already. Right. So we needed definitely one of these desk chairs, and we needed one of these laptops. Right. Let's see. If there is one criticism I have of this game, it is that searching through the habitat decks is very time consuming. Cause this will fill up in no time and you will completely lose overview. There we go, that's the one. Alright, table any. I don't know if what we have does qualify. Okay, we don't even need a chair, so that was useless. We need a whiteboard, jumbled cords, table any, and a laptop. And then it's probably just easier to take this laptop with me. Right. And take it somewhere where there are jumbled cords lying around. Which there are plenty of, just saying, we just need to find them. I think there are some over here actually, in this building. If I'm not mistaken. This is, by the way, Sabrina's gym from the original game. This is surprisingly not the stuff that I was looking for. Anyway, it's a bunch of office chairs and desks, I suppose. Let's take one of these desks. There's a vine that I can climb. I know that there were just cables lying around here somewhere. I just need to find them. Well, not here. And this is a cable-free zone. Oh, what do I see here? Cables. Let's take one of those. So we have already desk, we have laptop, we have cable. Now I need whiteboard. Whiteboard. Where is whiteboard? Have you seen any whiteboards around? But basically this what I'm doing right now is how you build these habitats for the Pokemon. You kind of just run around and try to assemble things together. Yes, so in the beginning you are limited to, I think, 2 rows of 1 page. And then you unlock like a full page and you can get this extra toolbar down here that I don't use. And then you unlock more and more pages over time. So you do unlock it, you just have to buy it with the in-game currency. Which is easy enough to do, so no problem there. Is there a whiteboard here? No, a whole lot of desks and chairs though. Any whiteboards around? Whiteboard. Okay, there's a bunch of wood and scrap metal lying about. Whiteboard. Come on, I'm getting whiteboard. Ha. Alright, is there a whiteboard over on this island? Probably not, but doesn't hurt to look. Yep, no whiteboards in sight, are there? Well, I know one place for sure that has whiteboards, I just don't know if I can pick them up is the problem. But if we go over here, again, back where we started from, and I think, hold on, let me look at the map. I think... Wait, where is the thing? There was a thing somewhere, hold on. Hold on a second. Right. Oh, there it is, in this direction. Hold on, let me see if I can see it on the map. Well, I guess so. I guess it is. Oh, yeah. I get it already. I built these very amazing stairs over there. They look so aesthetically pleasing, obviously. Let's go over there, up these stairs, and see if I can get some whiteboard from there. Right. And this is, by the way, the last of the worlds that you unlock. So basically you have to play through the other regions first. And then you unlock this one at the very end. So in this building we should technically have whiteboards. There's a staircase in the back here, I think. Nah. Oh, it's... Yeah, well, I have to go around. Yes, the world gives you plenty of space to build everything that you want. I do, however, still have to look up if there are proper farms for clay and for stone in particular. That would really interest me. I got distracted for a second because I didn't know this was a thing. They just built a secret underground area here. Or I guess this is supposed to be the sewage things. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Let's see what we've got here. Okay, now we have 2 tracks. Interesting. Wait, I can pick this up. I can pick more stuff up. There's a pathway over here. This thing is a maze. Not that that's a problem though, that is very nice. I do love exploring the area. It is a very satisfying thing to do. So these rocks you kind of just punch through. They're supposed to be like, oh, what is this behind the wall there? Like, you know, those spots in Legend of Zelda where you obviously have to place a bomb to unlock a secret entrance or something. That's exactly the same as this thing. And if you line it up just right, you can hit 2 blocks at the same time. Oops. Alright. And now I ended up in here. Okay. Well, let's get back up there. Back to what we were actually doing before I got sidetracked. So we want to go to the backside of here. I've never played Okami yet, but it looks like a very good game, I'll be honest. It looks kind of similar to those games like Limbo and those kind of platformers. Like from an art style perspective. I am sure that gameplay wise it will be completely different. Okay, I think in these offices somewhere there's a whiteboard lying around. Oh yeah, that is not good if a game has annoying audio. Okay, let's try to build the habitat. Okay. Well, tough luck, we cannot place anything in here and we cannot pick anything up from here. So, unfortunately, this whiteboard is completely useless to us, but at least I am confirmed and not insane that I did see a whiteboard somewhere. I think this is like the premium office level kind of stuff. Yeah, the story point of this particular world here is to rebuild this shopping center here in the middle that we are standing on right now. And I still gotta get on to doing that. Yeah, I think this whole building is kind of like Minecraft's bomb protected, and that you cannot really do anything in here. So let's just see what else we have. There is a little bit of a building here. This could technically have a whiteboard. Let's see. No, I don't see any whiteboards. Yeah, so this game kind of functions in the whole thing. I mean, you see that it is kind of completely destroyed, this building, and has holes all over the place. It's kind of like more hole than building at this point. But the game provides you with these fancy boxes here that you just kind of gotta put the materials in. And then assign a bunch of Pokemon to work on it. And then it will take a bunch of time and then the building will be built. So that's how you build houses and some particular stuff like that in the game. So you have a little bit of waiting time in the game. Where you just have to kind of spend some time. No, not this one. I mean, building block by block is what I'm doing in Pallet Town, where I want to build a whole city. Basically on a flat island with nothing on it. Which is gonna be an ambitious task, let's just call it that. Alright. I don't think we have any whiteboards lying around that I can take, unfortunately. So we will have to improvise. I think I can make a whiteboard. I might be able to craft it. Again, a good search function would be amazing to have in this game. Well, but this is alphabetically sorted and we know that whiteboard starts with a W. And unfortunately, no, I don't know any recipe to whiteboard, because that would be right here. Right there, in between those two. So, nope, I cannot build it. Which brings me to more questions. How do I get the whiteboard? So far I got all the way through the game without googling anything. This might just be, however, the first time where I just have to call it and probably Google it. I see a shiny spot here. That means there is treasure hidden beneath. So if we rock smash this block, we find something, and it's a headbutt fossil. And then I wanna replace the soil. Oh, there's a Pokemon here. Somebody found a new home. Who is it? It is Dragapult. No, Dracloak. Dragapult is the even bigger one. Yes, yes. Yo, this area is pretty sweet. There's no dangerous stuff, so I bet even my little guy can play without a care in the world. What? Who's the little guy? Yo, it's this Dreepy on my head, yo. He's all tiny and cute, right? Well, to be fair, you are just kind of suffocating him in a tree right now. But sure. I hope you and I and this little guy can all get along. Alright, well, this is Dracloak. It lives in tree-shaded pink tall grass. Or in and it can gather stuff and search stuff for me. It flies around at over 100 miles per hour, 120 miles per hour. If a Dracloak is defeated in battle, its Dreepy will wander off without a second thought. No, they do not evolve. In fact, you don't really catch any Pokemon. You do, however, have a Pokédex right here. And building a habitat for a Pokemon will add it to your Pokédex. And now you might be asking, oh, okay, well, that's sweet. Can I then connect it with Pokemon Home? No, you can't. And I will not open Pokemon Home right now. No, that was the wrong button. Oh, I wanted to actually quit and not. That was so stupid. Oopsie. Well, back to Pokopia. Luckily, this game autosaves. I will just probably spawn into the Poké Center. We love to see it. Pain and suffering. But yes. So now you know basically the basic idea behind Pokopia. I will say the first few days go by relatively quickly. And you advance at a relatively fast pace. Actually, you advance at such a fast pace that the game doesn't really expect it. Well, the thing is, Dragon Quest builders, right? You will never believe who the developers behind this game are. The exact same. It's the same team. Pokemon Company and Game Freak just hired the team from Dragon Quest builders and told them make the same game but with Pokemon. So it is not a random happenstance that it reminds you. It is very much the intent. Oh, that's squishy clay. Who drops the squishy clay? That's Trapinch. Really cool. So technically, you know, this game... here's another aspect of this game, because there are probably already a lot of really dedicated nerds, which I love. Like Minecraft, for example, where you have dedicated people who build wild computers out of redstone components and stuff. It's basically gonna be exactly the same thing here, because you have electrical components that you can interact with and stuff. And you have Pokemon that produce stuff, other Pokemon can pick stuff up and put it into boxes. So you can definitely automate farms in a way, which is exciting. And Trapinch here, our little buddy friend over there, that you see chatting in the distance with this frog guy. That guy makes clay for us. So if I tell Trapinch to come with me to a different island, he will come along, and I can put his home next to a Pokemon's home, whose job it is to pick up stuff that's lying on the ground. And that would mean I get an automatic clay farm, for example. So you can definitely do some cool stuff like that. And get into really, really nerdy, cool stuff. Yeah, to be fair, they picked all the right Pokemon for this game. Like, every Pokemon that's kind of cute and stuff is in here. And you know, we saw Gardevoir over there, on this island over there, somewhere behind the tower. Gardevoir is one of my favorite Pokemon ever. And you know what? Since we're not getting a whiteboard right now, we might just switch back, actually right back into Pokemon Home for a second. Because the next thing I need to do now is get a whiteboard. For the story to advance, I guess. And that's not happening anytime soon, I suppose. Oh, there's some fluff lying around. So this guy here, for example, a Swablu, drops these cottony looking pieces of fluff. For example. And right now I have to just manually walk over and collect it myself. Oh, there's a bunch of stuff in here, hold on. Yeah, I remember that I started a job right here. So I have... I have a bunch of smelting thing and glass. So for example, you can put some materials into these smelting furnaces, and then a fire type Pokemon can come over and fire up the furnaces, and that will process these items. So that's exactly what happened here. But now that we do have some glass, let's go back to the department store island. Hey, well done. What did I... Oh, because I'm flying. Yes, yes. 5 bundles of twine. In the meantime, I'm just looking around so that I don't miss any whiteboards that I have lying around for some reason. But I think we can consider the mission for the whiteboard to be an issue for later. But again, I do want to put the glass back into this container right here. Then we just need Pokemetal. Wait a second. Hold on. Let me see my inventory. I do have 56 Pokemetal fragments just in my inventory. So we can do that right now, actually. We can go... Hold on, there's just garbage lying around. Let's go over to the furnaces and use the power of fire. And this guy, this Vulpix will have to come with me, because that's gonna be our fire machine. Hello, follow me. We go over here. We put Pokemetal in. And that's it. And now the Vulpix will incinerate the stuff and process these materials for me. Alright. I will just quickly get myself something to drink. Meanwhile, we wait for Vulpix to do his job. So I shall be right back. I really should get myself a be right back text box, but right now I only have starting soon, so let's pretend I'm starting soon. Well, can't do anything about that then. Okay. No longer starting soon, starting very soon, starting now. Alright. Well, it takes quite a long time for these things to smelt, I suppose. I could just fill up this furnace with other stuff. For example, with gold ore. Why not? That will make... Oh, yeah, sure. Ditto, you are my friend. I am thankful. This is for you. It is to show my appreciation. Thank you. Bean seeds. Alright, so now we wait for this to finish. And we wait for a whiteboard to appear out of thin air. Wait a second. Hold on. Maybe I don't need to craft it. Maybe I can buy it. Give me a second. Hold on. Townscape poster recipe. That's always interesting. Recipes are always good. Right. But what I really want is a whiteboard. Whiteboard. Nope, it does not look like there's a whiteboard in here, unfortunately. Is there a whiteboard recipe? Or is there no? Well, I'll be darned. CD player is interesting though. So supposedly a CD player can actually play music discs. Sometimes you find music discs buried in the ground, for example. What else? Well, you want a whiteboard. Doesn't look like that will happen though. Can I just happen to get a mystery gift whiteboard? Early purchase bonus, I already received that. Oh well. Yes. Stop for now. Well, okay, let me quickly Google Pokopia whiteboard. Pokopia whiteboard. How to get whiteboards. Don't give me cookies, please. Don't give me cookies, please. You can find one in the second floor of the huge building. Well, yeah, but I can't pick that up. And the block east of the huge building's entrance. Oh! Inside of a block east of the huge building's entrance. Okay. Let's go over to the huge building again. Okay, so apparently we can get ourselves a whiteboard. And I love to hear that. Right. So east would be that direction. Oh, there's a whiteboard. Huh. There's also just a bunch of cables lying around. Well, would you look at that? Okay, whiteboard. Come out here. Then we place here a desk. The cables are already here. A laptop on top. And that qualifies as Professor's Apprentice Program, which does give us Metang. Eventually. Now we have to wait until he arrives. But now we have the habitat for him, and now Metang can arrive eventually. So now is one of those points where things are just happening in the background and I can't really do anything. So what I suppose I can do is just save and quit the game for now. And I guess we check in later. Meanwhile, things have downloaded and things have been installed and stuff. So there's a bunch of stuff we can do. I will change back the stream category to Pokemon Home, because now we go actually to Pokemon Home. And do some Pokemon transferring stuff again. But yeah, hopefully that gave you a little bit of an overview over what kind of stuff you can do in Pokopia. You can also, you know, do basic stuff like farming. Like, imagine anything you can do in a typical cozy game, you can kind of do it in here. You have a little bit of customization for yourself as well, not a big amount, but something. So yeah, let's see Pokemon Home for a second. Yeah, it is definitely a fun game. It is definitely, I say, one of the best games of the year and the last so far. It could be a Game of the Year contender, to be honest. I doubt it though, because Nintendo games don't really become Game of the Year anymore. It just doesn't happen really. Like last time that happened, I think, was Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom or something like that, which is, to be fair, already old. But we don't want to hear that kind of stuff. Alright, well, we did now actually update Pokemon Legends CA. Maybe we need to start it first. That could be the case. And no problem, thank you for basically asking me to play it. Because it is a fun game and I do need to make some progress on it every now and then. So like, this is all very good and stuff. So let's continue the mission of just gathering a bunch of interesting Pokemon. There's a different Rotom here. There's a Yamask. There's Galarian Rapidash. Let's take that one. What else could be interesting? Ensemble. Oh yeah, true. Woofy. You kind of have to imagine that Woof is the German version of the word bark, like the bark sound. So Woofy is like a cute dog name. Do you have your held item though? You have the... Do you have your held item? No, you don't. Interesting. True, you also say woof, yes, woofy. Woof woof. Who else? I guess we take beautiful. Oh, this guy has sturdy. Sturdy on a water type is a little bit interesting, I suppose. Let's take that. Then we have this guy here, which is a legendary. This guy here, who is a legendary. I mean, Aegislash is just always cool. It's just such a cool design. This is one of my oldest Pokemon as well. You come over here as well, yeah. What else? What else do we have? That's another Gardevoir. Thank you very much for coming. No, thank you very much. It was very kind. Oh, that one is one of my best Pokemon nicknames also. That's a good one. Electrovolky. Then there's that one is just straight up called reindeer, but like the German version of the word. Then we got here yet another Gardevoir. To be fair, whenever I get to play Gardevoir in any Pokemon game, I get it. Ilvitar comes here. Another Ilvitar. I have 2 Ilvitars. Interesting. Oh, there's a Sigard. Hundebot. Which basically means dog robot. Then we have a Decidueye. Another Virizion. Eomir. That one is also from Omega Ruby. There's a Reshiram right there. I like Reshiram because it looks like it should be an ice type or something like that, but it's a fire type instead. Like, the combination of white coloring and breathing fire is kind of cool in my opinion. You know what? Baneful Bunker is just a nice move to have on your team. There's straight up... what's his name? Not Sigard, Zekrom, yes, Zekrom. Necrozma. Necrozma, this is Necrozma. I got this one in 2017. I never played Ultra Sun or Ultra Moon though, so I only have the basic Necrozma. And not one of the combined forms. Do we already have Aggron? I forgot now. I don't think we do. Then let's get Aggron in here as well. Cause that guy's got a Mega Form as well. Which is always interesting. Do we take Druddigon? Have I just... Oh, that's an old Pokemon as well. That's also from Omega Ruby. You come with me as well. That's Mudsdale. Not an old one though. That one. Oh, this one is technically old. I kind of want to keep this one with me for the nostalgia. We have a Whiscash called Dagu. It can bounce, it can muddy water. I don't know what Belch does. Ability Hydration. I don't think this is a very good moveset, to be honest. I don't think this one makes much sense. 4-1. Could be worse. Let's get Blastoise. Squirtle. That one is from Pokemon Go. Another Sigard. Another Galad. That one is Machine. Sure, why not? Galad is just a cool Pokemon to have. Then we have Screech and Charizard. And one Quaxus too. And you and Spectrum. Wespicram probably has Swarm, doesn't it? No, it has Pressure. And I don't care for Pressure at all. Seismitoad. Swift Swim, Muddy Water, Uproar, Flail, Toxic. It's a decent moveset. Then we have a Pangoro. It's just Pangoro. I don't know, not my main focus right here. Oh, this guy has emergency exit and also a mega form now. This guy is the Alolan form. That's interesting. For the same intent and purpose, let's also move these guys over here. Morpeko, we already have one. There's another Skarmory. There's Blacephalon. What typing is Blacephalon? I have no clue. It's Ghost Fire. Interesting. There's another Ultra Beast. Guzzlord. Which is aptly named Guzzlord. Then we have here Cofagrigus. Then we have here a Kyurem. I almost would have completely overlooked. It cannot be moved. Why? Why can Kyurem not be moved? Oh, because it is in a merged form, I think. This is Kyurem White. And I think it needs to be basic Kyurem in order to be able to transfer over. That's QWERTY Hugo. That's Zigzag. Sylveon, we already have one Tyrant. Another Gardevoir. Another Charizard. God damn it, there are just so many of these. This one can Gigantamax. Move. I hope it doesn't lose that ability to Gigantamax. Move over here. Right, yeah, no, it should keep that. Just like I guess some of these will have the ability to Terra Style into different things, right? Yeah, for example, these are keeping the Terra types as well. Yeah, that's good. What kind of oh, this one is interesting. This one has a Stellar type. These are not really that interesting. This is a Fire Terra type without a Fire type move. Yeah, we already decided that this one is interesting. This one, does it have Grass type moves? It does not. Well then, I don't know what that is about. Oh, this one, does it have Electric type moves? It does, it does. This one makes sense. A super powered Thunderbolt can be quite nice, for sure. This one is Water type, but does not have any water moves. That one's Dragon type, and it does have Dragon type moves. That's interesting. This one also has Fairy type moves, which is interesting. Yes. Okay, we do have some interesting stuff going on here for sure. It's just that this one is yeah, that is Stellar. Yeah, Stellar. Electric. This does have an Electric type move. Yes. Oh man, yeah, that one is just Terrapagos. It's just Stellar type by default. This one has Fighting, and it does have Dynamic Punch and Smackdown, which I think are Fighting type moves, if I'm not mistaken. And that's all of my Terra-typed Pokemon in the team here. Interesting. Well, let's keep moving. There's a Milotic over here, then there's another emergency exit one. Oh, but this one is higher leveled. I guess that makes it more interesting. Sobble over here comes here. We already have a Sandaconda in there. We have a whole bunch of Duraludons in here. And they can Gigantamax. And the one that I have in here cannot, I think. Right, hold on, where is it? Because I do have a Duraludon in here. There it is. That's an Archaludon. Anyway, these can Gigantamax. This one is level 50, level 70, level 77. I guess this one is the strongest. It has light metal. And some have heavy metal and some have light metal. I guess let's take this one with us as well. Then we got a Roserade here. That's just generally an interesting Pokemon with Poison Point and stuff. That's another Toxapex, but I think the one that we have is higher leveled. Hold on. Yeah, True Sonic is level 57. And this one is level 39. So that one wins. There's a Dragapult. That could be interesting, sure. Ice Cube could be interesting. There's just straight up my dinosaur, which has pressure. Is boring. What a boring ability pressure is. What else do we have? Surfetched. There's my Lunala down there and a Stakataka. Spectre. Then we got AI. Oh no, it's AI. It's a data center. We have Whirlipede, or Scolipede actually. This guy can go Mega now. Nihilego is an Ultra Beast. William Buzzwole is an Ultra Beast. Katana Air Maps is an Ultra Beast. We have a Flygon with Levitate. We have a Sharkle with Contrary. Contrary could be interesting in a double battle, or in generally any battle, to be honest. Depending on whether the opponent forgets that you have one. Fairy Aura Xerneas. Then we have here Willow. Let's take Willow. Nope. Grace. Let's leave the fossils alone for now. Oh, no, this one has Water Absorb actually. Water Absorb is a nice ability. I like using those kind of abilities. Strong Jaws is actually also a good ability. I like going all out offense, to be honest. If I can. Let's take the Hydreigon. This one has Levitate. There's a Zoroark. This one is special too, right? Because that comes from Pokemon Home. Yeah, that's the shiny one that comes from Pokemon Home. That one was a thing from 2021 exactly, yeah. Which is if you connect Pokemon Home to the Sword Shield games. Then you get that. And Volt Absorb is a great ability. Plasma Fists is a really cool move. Yeah, generally Zeraora is just a cool Pokemon. It's just a great design. Just a great design. There's a Rillaboom down here. Grassy Surge. Hold on, what ability does my Rillaboom in here have? Because we do have one right there. It's Grass type with Grass Stellar. And this one is just a Grass type, level 38. But Grassy Surge. To be honest, Grassy Surge is kind of more interesting, to be honest. Let's take both. Let's take both, and then we can just decide which one is better later. There is a Pyukumuku that I see here that is also quite the interesting Pokemon, considering that it has in and out and doesn't have... no, it does have moves. It does have Toxic, Pain Split. You know what? Pyukumuku with Pain Split is pretty cool, to be honest. What else? Nothing interesting going on here. There's a Zigzagoon right there. There's a Galarian Royal over there. There's a Loudred here. I do like Loudreds. And there's a Rowlet. Let's get that Rowlet coming back here. There's a Poplio. We do have already the Prismarina in here, but let's take that one. That's an Alakazam, right? That's not a Kadabra. Yeah, that's an Alakazam. So that guy can go Mega Evolution, which is good. Then there's a Xatu. Oh, that's a Celesteela. Yeah, we take that. There's Melmetal and his smaller form, Melton. Magnet Pull, Iron Fist. This guy can Gigantamax also. Oh yeah, I do have a Necrozma that is fused, but it cannot transfer because it is fused. Makes sense, right? Right. Fast comes with me. It's an Urshifu. Then we got another Fire Cat, but this one is not too good, to be honest. There we got a Tabulu. That's a good Pokemon, just in general, because it has Grassy Surge, which is nice. Circuitry is a cool design, to be honest. We like it. I haven't seen a single Shedinja yet, to be honest. There are the legendary birds in their Galarian form. Oh, there's a Thanatos just hanging out. There's my Silvally. No, that's what's it called? Yeah, no, Silvally is the big one. Yeah. Then there's the ground cloud, which is funny because it's a ground type and a cloud Pokemon, and it sounds like SoundCloud, which is just funny. Yeah, we Regidrago, Wasser, Foofy. Wait, is Foofy cute? Oh, there's another Tapu. I forgot what this one is called. Is it called Tapu Lele? That is Tapu Lele. Then we have Grunkle Stan over here, which I just think is a nice type combination. There is DJ over there, which has Lightning Rod. Always good to have. That one is a Gigantamax Pikachu. That one is just a normal Corviknight, not the Gigantamax one. Sad. There's another Tapu. Tapu Koko. What else? What else? What else? What else? What else is interesting? There's another... Oh, there's a Dusk form. What's it called? Rock guy. Sure, it comes over, why not? Let's... Well, this one is just called Nippeta and is from Karkat, so this is an old one. This is from my first playthrough of Pokemon Moon. So it's also old. Oh, and that's back to the first box already. Wait, Swampert. No, Swampert is not a one that I know. Okay. Good. Save those changes and exit. And then we have only one more left to do. Which is... We were in here already. We were in here already. We were in here already. This one is just left to do now. Right. Then let's head back to home. Home. Oh, that's the wrong button. That's the home button. Start Legend CA for a second. Save over the current save. Just real quick. And then we will be able to use this one as well. And once that is done, we go. Once that is done, we go play Pokémon Champions and see what the fuss is all about. Alright, I only have one party member right now. That's interesting. Oh, we have Hatsune Miku over here. And Apollo. Yeah, we have a bunch of interesting Pokemon in here, actually. Cause a bunch of these are now able to Mega Evolve that weren't able to previously. So we will just quit out of the game right away and copy a bunch of Pokemon over to home. So, home, home, yes, close. Right, here we go again. We're almost done with all of the nonsense of just reorganizing our boxes. Pokemon, there we go, now we can access this game. Oh yeah, and my trainer name in there is Communism, so that will be funny in Pokemon battles now if Communism shows up as my trainer name. But you know, we have fun here. There's a Beedrill. That's just level 10 though. We have a Pampur. Level 16. What kind of stuff do we all have? We do have a Sableye and a Mawile already in there. This one is Artemis, but it isn't a battle team. I keep forgetting to unbattle team my Pokemon. But oh well, I guess you will stay in here for a second. And come over later. I guess all of my good Pokemon will be in battle teams, I suppose. But sure, you have no ability. You just have entirely no You all don't have any ability, actually. Because you come from a game without abilities. Yeah, duh. But I suppose once I register you to Pokémon Champions, you will have an ability. I better hope so. I mean, if not, then there's Hatsune Miku, there's Anvil, and there's Apollo. God damn it, I'm not getting my Skarmory's over. There's an Alakazam here, there's another Alakazam here. Oh, there's Stapler. Stapler is good. Stapler is a good Pokemon. Oh, and there is my shiny Gwen Stacy. Gwen Stacy is such a good name for this Pokemon because it's purple, it's a spider, it's shiny. What more do you want? There's Castania. This is a pretty good guy. We take him over here. And then the rest of the boxes are just empty. Okay. So not much happened here. We go back. We save the boxes, save the changes and exit. Now let me just take a quick tour through these Pokemon home boxes that I have here, where I show you off the Pokemon in here that have special memories and stuff attached to them. And we have 12 boxes to go through essentially. Yeah. Let's start with the first one. Here we just straight up have a Jirachi. We have Ash Greninja. That is the actual Ash Greninja from playing the Pokemon Moon demo. So this is from 2015, I think. Hold on, let me go in here, check summary. No, that was 2016 even. So that's 10 years old already, this Greninja. This Zep Striker, for example, is from my first ever Pokemon game. And we do actually somewhere here have my first ever Pokemon also. That is one of these guys. Beauty. That was my first Pokemon ever. In all of Pokemon. We have a bunch of more other important Pokemon as well here. So for example, well, general, I do like Drizzle, Pelipper for example, just as it is, because Drizzle is just a nice ability, to be honest. And Pelipper used to be all over the place, so this was a really available strategy to play in Omega Ruby. And it was just fun to play in triple battles, where you could play with weather effects to your benefit and stuff. Then we have here a shiny Wobbuffet, which is special because it's shiny. Then we have here Verbert, which is Dialga. The special thing about Dialga is that he is from the worst Pokemon game ever made, which is Diamond Pearl. Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. Those games sure were a thing. But you know, at the end of the day, they still were Pokemon games and, you know, somewhat enjoyable by default. So it's fine. This guy is also old, because I think that one comes from Hoenn, yeah? No, wait, but then I have an older one. Hold on, I do have an older Deoxys for sure. Oh yeah, that is from my second playthrough of Omega Ruby, where I played as Nepeta. So that is also caught by me. Let me see the base points, yeah. To be honest, Deoxys is kinda cool. And this has decent stats. There's a Cresselia, which are called Drem. The Drinks is also a very old Pokemon. This Darkrai over here is legendary. There is a legend behind this one. This one is something that I also got way back in Omega Ruby. I got this from a trade.
You should not use it in Champions.
Yes, because this is most likely a hacked Pokemon. But you know, I am not to blame for that. I just received it in a trade. The problem is, you know, that people will just hack the Pokemon and stuff and that. But you know, it has traveled through many other games in the meantime, and so far none of the detection systems in the games ever, you know, got it. So I don't know. But yeah, I got this. The special thing about this is that I got it from trading via the GTS back in the day in 2014, where I gave away a Zigzagoon. And ever since that, it has kind of become somewhat of a running joke here that Zigzagoons are basically Darkrai's, like in value. So that's fun. I don't know, I would probably try it out and see what happens. I never cheated it or anything. Possibly it was an event Pokemon even or something like that. Could be. I don't know. But yes, then we have a bunch of other interesting stuff. So my level 100 Stellar type Tinkaton. I did not find my Miraidon today, which I do have somewhere. Oh yeah, I'm probably riding it. Yeah, I probably don't have it in Pokemon form right now. That's probably it. In Scarlet Violet. What else do we have here? Well, the Ruin Pokemon, there are a bunch of them here. A bunch of Paradox Pokemon, we got them all. A bunch of starters, or evolved starters for that matter. Necrozma, a Painful Bunker, Toxapex, you know how it is, and whatever else. Another one of these guys. A bunch of event stuff that happened. So for example, this Naganadel stuff and, you know, all of these kinds of things. These things that were caught in probably Terra Raid battles, I suppose. Some of these. Hold on, let me see. Well, this one was from Pokemon Go. That was a special Pokemon that you only got via Pokemon Go. Interesting. Hold on. Let me check something real quick. No. Okay. Terra types are stored in Pokemon. Yeah, that's good. Okay. Yeah, so interesting stuff in here. Now we shall go and see whether Pokemon Champions works already with Pokemon Home. What the fuss is all about in general and all that kind of stuff. So the game can be played in full, but yada yada yada. Okay. Well, that's the typical Pokemon theme music. Okay, I do have the option of pressing start or just going into the settings. You know what? Actually, let's go to the settings real quick. Pokemon cries, sound effects, music, that's fine. Account, language, English, that's all fine, okay. I thought that maybe there would be some kind of telemetry options or something like that. So let's start and get right into it. English, please. Yes. I reside in Europe. I reside in the parts Austria. That is very correct. My birth month is December. And my birth year is 1995. Confirm. Yes, please. Uh-huh. Ooh, I'm just... Wow, that was a lot of information that I just read. Good. I agree with that. Can you believe how fast I am at reading this? Insane. I agree with that as well. Game data will now be downloaded. Okay. Well, as long as it doesn't take long, it's fine. Move your left stick to select an image. Let's take this one. Customize for sure. Okay, this one is the most straight up anime hairstyle of them all. And it kinda looks cool, to be honest. Or will we go with something classic? I don't know. Let's go with the anime one. Yes, these please. What kind of funky eyes do we have? Let's take these. That's fine by me. Eyelashes color. Ah, interesting. Interesting. Okay. Well, I want angry eyebrows. Angry eyebrows. Heck yeah. Ah, completely black. Yes, sorry, I don't have a lurk command set up yet. That one is... What is the difference between these two? Oh, there's a little bit of lip, I suppose. Both look fine, to be honest. Then we have these spots over there, and freckles, and glasses. Sure. Alright. Continue. Yes, I'm happy. You know, I will probably actually use this this for real battling as myself, so it makes sense that I this time for once in a Pokemon game don't give myself a stupid name, but my actual name. Yes, please. I'm happy with the name Numbros, especially if it's in lower caps. Your name has been said. Right, okay. So we're not gonna play this for very long today, just a little bit. I wonder if this is supposed to be colors as well. And to be fair, the graphics look kind of gorgeous. Okay. Frontier. Meet your destiny at the battle arena. Become the strongest trainer of all. Okay, I could skip the cutscene, but I don't know. I feel like there's actual love and work put into this, so I don't want to skip it. Well, well. You must be numberless. My name's Cordy. I run this here personal gym. Fine place, wouldn't you say? I trained up a whole lot of Pokemon here, that's for sure. But I ain't as young as I used to be, which is why I've been on the hunt for a young go-getter who can take over the gym for me. When word reached me about you, I thought, well, this might just be the person for the job. I sure am glad you agreed to come. But I need to test your talent before I go, leaving my darling gym in your hands. Most important, I need to see whether your trainer chops are up to the task. So what say we head to the gym court in the back and get right to battling? Hey wait, forget somebody? You must be the new kid that Grandpa's been talking about. It's nice to meet you, I'm Tatora. I manage the front desk here at the gym. So are you saying that Tatora is here for the tutorial? Is that supposed to be the pun here? I like it. Hey, hey, hey! Well, it's some kind of Rotom appliance. Ha, sorry for the scare. This is Roti, a Rotom that lives inside a headset. It can tell you all sorts of useful information during battles. Seriously, Roti is a big help for anyone who spends a lot of time on the court. Isn't that right, Roti? Sure is, I can tell you about an opponent's weak spots, different move effects, and much more. Let's be friends, numberers. Believe you me, Roti there is a keeper. A trainer couldn't ask for a better ally. Now how about we get to the battle? The gym court's through here, come on. The music isn't bad. The music is quite interesting, yes. Well, I bet you've never seen a gym court in such fine condition, have you? The local kids like to stop by with their folks to watch battles, so we keep the place looking nice. I'll lend you some Pokemon of some of my Pokemon this time, numberers, so we can get straight to testing those battle skills. Think you can draw out my Pokemon's potential? Then show me what you're made of. And remember, no matter how old you get, the thrill of facing a new opponent never fades. That's Pokemon battles for ya. A Venusaur. A Charizard. Well, that gives us type advantage right away. Very good. Single battles, you'll select 3 Pokemon from your battle team, sending them out one at a time to the battle. Victory will go to the trainer who defeats all of their opponent's Pokemon. Select fight in the lower right hand corner to be taken to the move selection screen. Select Body Slam. Why Body Slam? I have Flamethrower, that's super effective. But I don't want to use Body Slam. Even Fly would be a better choice. I have to. Okay, can I now? Yeah, sure. Yes, next let... Yeah, I know. My dude, I've been playing Pokemon for half my life now. Anyway, there you go. You're dead. Mm-hmm. Well, that sucks. Yes. Exactly. That's exactly what I would also be doing right now. And that is also exactly what I would be choosing right now. But I would like to make those choices myself and not be held by the hand. Thank you very much. Ha! Yes. You just told me that. Yeah. I mean... Hold on. Okay, move info is disabled because I was gonna look at the power of Giga Drain. Because I don't know if Giga Drain wouldn't be the better choice here, cause then I would just regain my health also. Dang, and not a single critical hit. I would suppose it would tell me if I got a critical hit. Yes. I know. That's a bug type. We don't want that. No, no, no. Yeah, well, either Pidgeot or Charizard. Both would be a fine, valid choice, to be honest. Ha! Yes, it's Hurricane move. Well, it's not like I have a different choice here. Right, it's extremely effective. Oh yeah, wait, hold on. It said extremely effective. I think that's new. Because usually, even in 4 times effectiveness, it would still only show super effective. Well, at least I never noticed that it would now point it out. Anyway, not half bad, kid. Yeah, well, you didn't give me any choices, actually. I've been battling for a good 55 years and I can tell you've got fantastic instincts. You pulled off a fine battle with my team. Okay, now interesting would be whether I can choose my own Pokemon now. Wanna know something else my gut is telling me? Numbers got what it takes to join the ranks of a Pokémon Champions. Heck yeah! Funny enough, that is also what I would have said even if I wasn't only limited to 2 options. I provide any support you need, so just battle your heart out knowing I've got your back. What he said, looking forward to working with you, Numberers. Right, time to recruit some Pokemon, I think. Okay, so I know this much, that recruiting is basically the catching mechanic of this game, where you only get the Pokemon on loan for what it's worth. That is the first time I see a Pokemon character with a tattoo, actually. Cool. Well, hey Cordy, how are you? We've got a whole bunch of darling Pokemon ready and raring to go, just like always. The problem is you can't, because you are forced to pick the correct option, unfortunately. Except for the very first move where you have to do the wrong move. Yeah, exactly, I hate when that happens. Allow me to introduce someone to you, Kid. This here's Numberus. Pleasure to meet you, Numberus. Kid's the name. I can already tell Pokemon fans are gonna go insane about this character. I'm the face of Roster Ranch and dang proud of it. This ranch right here is where Pokemon breeders raise all kinds of Pokemon with love and care. Then Pokemon trainers drop on by to recruit them. Ain't this place just the best? Yeah, I can tell already. Knowing how Pokemon fans are and knowing how insane they got about the Hex Maniac appearing in that one poster for Pokemon Legends CA, they are gonna go insane about this character. Speaking of, let me take a stab at why you're here. You're the new gym manager that Cordy's been searching high and low for, ain't ya? That's right, ma'am. Thought so. Well, if you got Cordy's seal of approval, you must sure be something. These darling Pokemon would love to battle beside a trainer like you. So don't be shy about Ooh, there's a Scizor. I love there's a Jolteon. Think you could tell Numbers about how to go about doing that, Kid? Sure thing, old Kit'll explain everything, don't you sweat. Since this'll be your first time recruiting a Pokemon from us, it's on the house. Let's take a look-see at who's ready for us then. This way, Numberus. Let's get to recruiting, shall we? Meet a new lineup of Pokemon. Hey, ho 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 ho. Oh, okay, I'm still in the tutorial. Hold on. I cannot back out of the screen, by the way, so again I have the illusion of choice between no and yes. So the thing is, right, this is essentially a gacha mechanic. Let's call it straight up what it is. I know that you can spend money in this game, like real life money. I suppose they would before recruitment pulls, because let's be real, that's just how you make money nowadays in mobile gaming. That being said, I do have a Pokemon home full of Pokemon, and they did say you can use those. So, fingers crossed, I'm hoping that we don't actually need to properly spend money on this. Charizard. Now, pick a Pokemon that strikes your fancy. And don't forget, it usually costs you VP to go recruiting a Pokemon permanently. But just this once, I let you pick for nothing. Well, there's a Gardevoir right here. Come on. Come on. You can't give me the choice of a Gardevoir and then expect me to not pick it. Yeah. My choice is clear. Permanent recruitment, please. Yes. Can I nickname the Gardevoir? Because, like, that's half the fun of Pokemon games, giving Pokemon stupid names. Mighty fine Pokemon you picked out there. Come on back whenever you feel like recruiting more little darlings from our ranch, you hear? Seems you got the gist of how to recruit Pokemon from Kid. With that locked down, let's head back to the gym, shall we? I will say, could be a predatory move, but also is a very smart move either way to make probably a fan favorite character as the interface for the gacha mechanic. Like, let's be real here, that is an intentional choice. Anyhow, that is that is fine by me. I don't mind that as long as the game doesn't force me to pay money. But that still leaves you with a grand total of 1 Pokemon to your name, eh? You'll need 6 Pokemon to face against other trainers in battle. For now, I'll lend you the remaining 5 you need from my own personal box. You'll need to access your own box and add the Pokemon there to a battle team before you can actually use them for battling. Speaking of, Roti, mind giving our new recruit the rundown of boxes and battle teams? Happy to, this sort of thing is my specialty. Well... Okay. I don't hate what I'm seeing. Only partially. Choose the slot you'd like to fill. Well, obviously, Hatsune Miku... Oh, I mean Gardevoir is going into that first slot. Auto team building? I don't wanna auto team build. I wanna make my own choices. Yes. Okay. Sure. Nicely done. Looks like you've got your box and a battle team all prepped. With that, you're finally ready to get into ranked battles. A good first goal for you would be to graduate from the beginner tier to the Pokeball tier. The beginner tier is pretty much what it sounds like. Your opponents in this tier will be rookies. You'll do fine there, I know it. Lay it all out on the battlefield and just have fun. Ahem, Tatora. Hello, yes what? Show numbers where to go for ranked battles, would you? You mean right now? No, actually, I do play games to not do things. So I don't mind waiting. Anyway, but I just started watching one of Caraway's old interviews. Here, Numbers, you should come watch too. You've heard of Caraway, right? She owns the battle arena. She's also, you know, incredibly amazingly awesome. I've been her biggest fan for ages. Come on now, Tutorial, you can watch that video any old time. Come back to it later. Okay, I'll show you where to go, Numbers. Okay. I would imagine that the first match is probably not against an actual opponent. Yeah, John is suspiciously normal of a name. Select 3 Pokemon to send in battle. We got a Steel Fighting type. Then we got a Fairy type. We got an Electric type. I don't see any obvious choices. For the Electric type would just avoid using the Flying and the Water type, to be honest. And I think we're gonna go with a Bomber Snow, a Heracross, and a Gardevoir. And then we're done. I think this one will probably be an AI battle. Let's be real. Victory Bell. A Bomber Snow, well that goes in my favor, for example. Well, actually, both, kinda. Because the poison is good against me, but this ice is good against them. And I do have the Quick Claw, so this should be easy. Yep. Okay. Super effective. Very good. Imagine losing in this battle though, that would be quite something. Technically I should switch now though, and I'm gonna. We got a Steel Fighting type. Probably gonna switch to the Heracross. Because the Fighting type is gonna be super effective against the Steel. That's fine. I think at least it should be super effective. Yep, it is. There we go. I don't mind getting the stat debuff, considering that I can switch out now anyway. Oh yeah, that is definitely an AI battle, because it gives me the opportunity to switch. No, it doesn't anymore, actually. Sorry, my bad. This is a ghost ice type. Hold on, give me the move info for this. Boosts my speed and power 50, and then this one can hit at least with power 50. Let's get bullet seed, I guess. Avoided attack. Oh, I didn't look at the accuracy. That lowers my special defense. That is... I will say that I now have already 2 decreases on my special defense. So I should probably switch, but... Yeah, okay. Yeah, that Frostless is just trying to one-shot kill me. We're gonna switch. To the Gardevoir. Snowcloak is interesting. That hurt. Let's do the Mystical Fire. And that is a murder. Murder complete. Hell yeah. You defeated John. I'm still pretty sure that that was just still a tutorial AI battle. And that puts me all the way to Pokeball tier. Quit battling. I don't think that was an actual match. Nice going, Numbers. You breezed right through the beginner tier. It would have been a lot tougher without my handy battle info, right? Zit. I needed it once, yes. I'm so happy to see you found your feet already. I just knew you'd be great at this. Of course, I'd expect nothing less from the promising trainer I've taken under my wing. But don't forget, you still have a ways to go. There are 6 tiers in total for ranked battles. The one you'll be dealing with next is the Pokeball tier. Hope someday you'll climb through every last tier to reach the top, the Champion tier. Coaching trainers so they can achieve that lofty goal is my dream. I'll do my best. I will say I've never been extremely successful at online battles, mostly because I don't really hyper train my Pokemon all that much. But you know, for the beginning, just knowing your type matchups and stuff, and just knowing how the game works, does a lot. I would imagine that it is the same here as well. And just making strategically sound choices. Which is where I'm excited about the fact that this game does have abilities. And I do love playing with abilities. There's a Mimikyu at the bottom, and there are the two trainers from before. And I will say I do like those outfits. Caraway and Kajima. It's rare to see the both of you here together. To what do I owe the pleasure? Lovely to see you, Cordy. And you as well, trainer. I don't believe we've met before. My name is Caraway. I'm the owner of the Battle Arena. I'll introduce myself as well, shall I? Kajima is the name. I'm the mayor of this fine city of Frontier. Splendid to meet you, young trainer. So the Battle Arena's owner is paying us a surprise visit with the mayor of the city. Is a poor gym getting shut down or something? This Rotom has some unique ideas. We're simply here as a part of a tour around the personal gyms. I've only been the owner of the battle arena for half a year, you know. Getting to know the city's various battle facilities is due diligence. Well, since as you were talking about Cordy, I'm sure everything in this gym is in shipshape. You take your coaching duties just as seriously as you take your battling. Looks like you have the mayor's seal of approval. Regardless, if there is anything troubling you, please don't hesitate to mention it. That's kind of you to say, but I already went and solved the one big problem on my plate. Allow me to present our new gym's manager, our very own Numberers. My 55 years as a Pokemon trainer are telling me that this kid's gonna be the one to watch. Oh, so that's what that gleam in your eye is all about, eh? You finally found a successor. You've made a good choice, Cordy. I can tell this one's a battle spirit and talents to match. They should surely do a fine job running the gym. Numberers, was it? I hope to see you win your way through ranked battles all the way up to the champion tier. Good luck, champion to be. Gahaha. Glad we stopped by just in time to hear the good news. Yes, in fact, Numberers, why don't I give you a little something to celebrate you becoming a gym manager? That's a Omni Ring. Wait, hold on. Is it an Omni Ring because it's not just a Mega Bracelet? Is it also a C Ring? Or are you just getting my hopes up? I mean, it would be cool to be able to Gigantamax in this. I'm back, the way out of Soda Pop, so I got Lemonade instead. Hope that's okay. A Lemonade would really hit the spot actually, thanks to Tora. I'm afraid you went out at the worst time though. Caraway stopped by for a visit, you see. You're joking! She just dropped in out of the blue! I wish I'd been here to meet her. Do you think she'll visit again if Numberers wins a bunch of ranked battles? Well, if that's the goal, then I think a lesson on using the Omni Ring is in order. Stop on by the training room when you're ready, and I'll get you started. How about a little recap of some of the topics we've been talking about? Please no. Okay, good. Good. As long as the recap is that short, that's fine. Oh yeah, and you bet I will spend all of my VP on cosmetics. Because of my healthy choices as a gamer. I claimed 10,000 VP. Oh yeah, because I got the standard €6 buying package thing. Okay. Now let's do some thinky. I wanna see if I can already get to my Pokemon home boxes. So my question would be, do I... Hold on. Okay, there's the training room, there's battling, there's recruiting, there's a mailbox, there's missions, there's style, there's submenu. What is submenu? Okay, that's for profiles and stuff. Alright, well, I am definitely Numberers. Well, technically, my icon should be this one. Titles, I don't have any. Badges, I don't have any. Fair enough. Achievements, there are not gonna be any. Gameplay guides, mystery gifts. There's probably a mystery gift already. Oh. Then I guess not. Okay. No. Wait, actually, yes. Yes, I would like to return to the title screen. Just a second. We're gonna do another round of going into Pokemon Home for fun. Yes, close that. And let's see if Pokemon Champions shows up. Just in case. I don't expect it. I expect it to be an update later. But you know, if it happens, Nope, it's not yet here. Okay. That's fine. Okay, so then we gotta play the game in the normal way. That's fine. Okay. That's cool. It's fine. It's cool. I wanted all my Pokemon to use as a tool. Alright, then let's play a little bit more of this game, just to get the basics out of the way. Let's train for training's purpose. So you want me to do the Mega Evolution training, double battles, I know what it is, physical moves I know what it is, move priority I know what it is, status conditions I know, contact I know, weather I know, terrain I know. I don't need any of that, thank you. Let's do Pokemon training. Yeah, that is pretty much exactly the optimal stats for Gardevoir already, with attack being decreased and special attack being boosted. Same here. Well, you probably wanna... Hold on, you wanna buff the attack, yes. Hold on, I do want to see... Aha. Okay, that's what that does. Wait, you have Modest right now? No, you have no warning. No, stat alignment is Modest, okay. Right. Snow Warning is clearly the better one. Aurora Wave, what does it do? Right, Blizzard is probably very powerful, right? Yeah, it's 110 but accuracy 70. I would like... honestly, a different ice type move. I'm not gonna rely on... Oh, it never misses in snow. Actually, that's interesting. Okay, we'll keep that one. But we will sacrifice the Aurora Whale for something else. Something with 100% accuracy. Yeah, this is a one-hit KO. That is a multi-target move actually, Icy Wind. And it lowers the speed stats. It does only have 95 accuracy, but that's still pretty good. We're gonna try that. That would cost me 250 VP. I'm gonna do that. Giga Drain is about as good as it gets for a special attack grass type move. Leech Seed. Yes, that is what it does. How tanky is this Pokemon? It does have decent defense and special defense and does have good HP. I honestly would remove the 2 speed points here. confirm that. And put them into defense. That's fine with me. I think that makes more sense than what else. I suppose this Pokemon is tanky enough that it can survive wasting a turn on giving a Pokemon a status condition. So I guess Leech Seed makes sense. Sure, let's do this. Yes. Alright. It does have Moonblast, which is very good. That is like the best Psychic type special attack. Fairy type, I mean, sorry. Psychic Noise, I don't know that one. Is that a new one? What do you do? Gives the target the healing prevented status for 2 turns. I don't see me using that, to be honest. I would much rather have... Oh, it does also have 75 power. That one, I think Psyshock is more interesting. That one is also interesting. I think we're gonna go for Psychic. Cause the special defense debuff would be very awesome actually. Fighting type, Vacuum Wave. What does it do? Well, it is a special type. Special move. It is power 40, accuracy 100, and has priority. Okay. I mean, that's not a bad choice. That's not a bad choice actually. Because that diversifies our move type portfolio. Shadow Sneak does it as well, it does make contact. Shadow Ball also has a 20% chance of lowering the target's special defense. I think I prefer that. We're gonna take Shadow Ball. Then we're gonna commence the training. Hold on. This one is fully trained on speed. Does that make sense to me? Yes, it does. Yes. Yes, this is good. This is fine. I do want to change the ability though. Because Synchronize, well, here's the thing. From online battling, you know, people like to use toxic orbs and all of that kind of stuff to inflict you with poison or other things, and then Synchronize will just mirror that back to them, which is helpful. And Trace is just, I think, too random to be used well. That one would also be nice for double battles, but I think I'm gonna go for Synchronize. Yep. Commence the training. Yes. Okay. Gardevoir is now trained and battle ready. We love to see it. Alright. I'm probably never gonna use Dramper, Corviknight, or, well, Heracross does have its uses because it's a fighting type. But actually I'm very happy with everything. Moxie is good. Huge power. What does huge power do? That boosts its attack even further, does it? That's an interesting build. Because I think Azumarill is usually a good special attack Pokemon, isn't it? Let's check in here. Right, let's get just a different stat alignment for a second. And boost special attack but lower attack. Let's get modest for a second. Aha, no, I guess it is really actually better as an attacker. Okay, I didn't know that. So then of course these moves all make sense. Belly drum though. That is the thing that halves my HP. Which is at 207. And to be honest, hold on, so something that I must immediately fix is at 72 I'm not gonna beat anything in speed. So I might as well invest it in defense. I mean, I'm gonna gamble here and say that we're gonna go with defense instead of special defense. That's just a little bit of gambling, I suppose. 50-50 chance, right? But yes, lowering special attack then makes sense. Okay, huge power, that's the question. So that buffs my attack stat, doesn't it? Doubles the power of physical moves, yeah. Zap would be grass type moves, boost my attack stage. Thick Fat would be prevent half the damage from fire and ice moves. Okay, that's the most boring one. So huge power is actually a really big deal. Zap would work in, I guess, special situations. For example, if I had a Pokemon with Leaf Storm. Like, you know, the one that hits all the targets around it, I think. That way I could make use of this in double battles. But I think huge power is better for single battles for sure. So we're gonna leave it at that. I'm gonna just spend those 10 VP on relocating the stat points. And then we are done with training. And let's see whether that makes a difference. Right. I do want to go to the box for a sec. Because I'm not a fan of these items. Right, the Loomberry cures a status condition. Oh, that would actually make sense, especially with the synchronize, because I do get the status condition, then I synchronize it over and then I heal it with the recovery. Okay, that's fine. Heracross. What are we doing here? We have a citrus berry. Restore some health. I think leftovers are better. Let's take the leftovers. And give Dramper the item of the citrus berry. This one is powering up physical attacks even more, right? Give an item to hold. Raises the holder's stats to the restores when... Okay, aha. Aha, okay. So this is... Well, considering that this one is an offensive beast, it makes sense to give this one the focus sash and give Corviknight the white herb. And Abomasnow with the quick claw was good. I'm happy with that. Right, let's go back and keep it with that. And let's do some training. Some battling, I mean. We can do casual battles also. Well, let's do a ranked battle, I suppose. Technically, I do prefer double battles in general, but this one, for starters, we're just gonna start with another single battle. We're gonna use this team, yes. And we're gonna... Hold on. What kind of music do we have available? Wait, hold on. No, that was the wrong button. I mean, that's just straight up nostalgic right there. Hoenn is awesome. I don't have any battle songs in this category, okay. Sun Moon was good. But my favorite would be from Sword and Shield. It's not this one though. I guess for now, let's go with Sun and Moon. Sun and Moon randomize. Begin matchmaking. There we go. An opponent has been found. Get ready to play. That sounds a lot more like a realistic opponent name. That's a Pikachu, that's a King Gambit. Well, that's gonna be a problem. They got the Azumarill as well. That's a Garchomp. That's gonna be a problem. We're gonna start with Gardevoir. Bring in a Bomber Snow next. And then... an electric type would be really good here. I'll be real with you. I don't have that. So sucks to be me, I suppose. But sure, let's go ahead. A Gyarados. Well, that's a water flying type. It does have Intimidate, which doesn't bother me at all. Let's do... hold on, this one does 95. I don't know, this one. I'm faster than Gyarados. I would not have expected that. Okay, interesting choice. Moonblast again. Yeah, that's fair. Oh, the battle animations look awesome in this game. I will say, visually, this game hits full marks. Okay. A Pikachu. Right. What does Mystical Fire do again? That lowers the target special attack. That is actually very good here. Oh yeah, I still have low speed, huh? I should have switched. Oh well. Damaged by recoil, interesting. We're gonna try to just straight up murder it. Superpower, right? Yes. That's fine. Exactly. That's completely fine. This one should one-hit kill though. Yes, it does. Very good. As intended. And then we got Gengar. I should switch, yes. But I guess dying is just a very efficient way of switching if we are real here. That's unfortunate. Venushot. Oh yeah, I do have that sash that was used up now. Only can play Wrath now. That's the only thing that I got left. Oh, you have Nightshade. Okay, wait, sure. That's fine. Okay. Fair enough. Let's get the big guy in. And let's do the Blizzard. Because this one is sure to hit right now. And I get the Quick Claw trigger. That's good. We do love a Quick Claw. Okay. To be fair, I don't think they picked the best Pokemon for this fight out of the team of 6. But what do I know? That is a ranked battle. Alright. Let's do one last thing today before I wrap up the stream. I wanna go to the shop and buy some fashionable cosmetics. Yes, premium shop and frontier shop. Premium is memberships, premium battle passes and more, so that's where you spend money, and frontier shop is where you can buy held items or items for your clothes. Right, we want this one. Alright. Mega Stones would be very interesting in general. Hold on. I wonder if they have a Gardevoir right, because I do love me a good Gardevoir. Yeah, we'll take that. Obtain that, please. I am very happy with the purchase. We got a quite good selection here. We got a very nice selection here. Alright, let's get to the clothing though. Alright. Let's see. So we got some very basic shirts, shiny shirts. Okay, these kind of tank tops as well. Let's take this one. Yes, equip it. Okay, so these are the crop tops that you wear above it. Do they have leather jackets though? That would be awesome. Alright, that one also looks good. Oh, I'm a big fan of this. No wait. This one is good. This one is very good. Okay. This one also isn't bad. But I think Dragon has my interest the most right now. Yeah, sure, let's take the Dragon one. Obtain. Yes. Alright, then gloves. I care not in the slightest. Okay, so we got these cargo pants, for example. But it would be nice if they came in black, to be honest. I could complete the dragon type look. I think that's a little bit too simple though. Let's get this one, yes. Then we got almost no money left. I don't have enough money for that one. Okay, that's fine. The cyan one for now. I do want different shoes though. Okay, these look kinda cool. I'm gonna take these. I don't have enough VP. Never mind then. Okay. We definitely gotta come back here later as well. Alright. Hair and cosmetics. What do you have? Oh, you have sparkly eyes. Sparkly eyes. I love it. Obtain those, please. Yes. And battle songs. Oh, the one from Omega Ruby. Like, that's just straight up a banger. Anyway, I guess that's it for today, and we're gonna do a raidy raid from here on out. Let's see who's streaming that I'm following. Well, Aki is playing Elden Ring, so I'm gonna send you right over there. And I'm gonna stop the recording first.